Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without lead. This is Whitmore. Paul and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae boys who take the lead.
Ball shot. It's Wednesday. You know what time it is. It's Ball Chat Call-In Show, 8:30 Eastern every Wednesday. Welcome to the family. My name is Benton. Junior Wagwan family. It's a Wednesday midweek action in English Premier League. Ball Chat Call-In Show, our Ball Chat halftime.
Yeah, and I'm starting to not like the Ball Chat halftime concept now, because what will happen is we get my head kickoff tonight, and then I get my head kickoff again Sunday again. So
speaking of head kickoff, what's going on with your one gaff, Jose Mourinho?
Head kickoff.
Football family, big up to all the new subscribers. Thank you for joining the family. Big up to all the returning subscribers who chime in, lock in every week. As some people subscribe and them actively participate. Big up yourself. You don't know. Big up. Calling number, Zoom calling ID is up. It's a call-in show. This is what, the third edition of this call-in show, and nobody not calling yet, so be the first one to call in. Oh, who knows? We might give you a jersey. Junior, do you have a jersey to give away?
Do they want a Manchester United Garnacho or Anthony jersey?
Let's see. All right. Well, future Ballon d'Or jersey.
The GOAT.
The GOAT. All right, let's get to it. Football family, but how's the week going? How is the week?
Yeah, I'm going.
Yo, hey people, 30 minutes tonight, because if you don't want to call in early, because somehow we cannot manage the early morning thing to get up and clock in a Babylon thing. So get up early. People have to go to bed early, because we all know we cannot bleach late at night.
Facts.
Yeah. And then for the non-Jamaican audience, aka you cannot stay up too late because you have to get up early to go to work. All right. Merseyside derby. Liverpool scored. Liverpool secured the 3 points. We discussed this game, previewed this game on the Sunday edition of Ball Chat. And Bridget, I mean, we said, I think we both concluded that Liverpool now lose the game, and so said, so done.
It went as expected. It definitely did. The very good game. Everton had their chances. My boy, they hit the bar.
Yeah, better.
I don't know how. It was easier. It's easier to score than hit the bar.
I just that one that I would probably chop it up to just unlucky, because it well placed, the ball curl himself, because it's a bit unlike the ball well placed, well kicked, and it was going on target, and it just curved and hit the post. So I will give him a slight pass on this one, mainly for the fact that he's been scoring goals for Everton recently of late.
And as usual, you continue to ask an Everton fan if they're going to give him that same pass.
Everton fans will be all right. They will be all right. All 50 of them that subscribe to Ball Chat, they will be okay. No, but speaking of player who look lively in this football game, I thought Diego Jota looks like he has returned to the old version of himself. Lively. There was a shot, I think, in the 10th minute from Jota where I think Brathwaite stopped it, blocked it. And you can tell from early that Diego Jota was about business.
Yeah, and I think the whole Liverpool was about business. To be honest, I think both teams, because even your striker looked serviceable today, Darwin Núñez, but Jota, he got the ball out of the game for me. Yes, he scored a goal. It was a beautiful finish. It was a beautiful lead up to the goal. But it was a goal that was well-deserved for a player that well-deserved that goal. And I'm really happy for him. And I agree with you. Mohamed Salah looks like his head is elsewhere. and Jota is taking up that
No,
space.
that is too much reading. The man is coming back from Ramadan, trying to get his body back to high caliber playing and nutritionists getting access to nutrient rich meal throughout the course of the day rather than
And the curse battered.
So Mohamed Salah is not anywhere else. He's focused on the English Premier League. I think the only question right now we have to ask ourselves is by how much, how many points, how big will the margin be between Liverpool and Arsenal when this thing done?
Who cares about that? Why is that important?
It's important for Arsenal fans because I think from an Arsenal perspective, one would have thought that this is the year that they would have taken the next step, not just win the title, but to not achieve that objective, but to lose by about 12 or 14 or 16 points. No, sir, that is not closing the gap at all.
Okay, so from a close the gap perspective, I guess finishing second is finishing second for me, regardless of the point difference. I don't think Arsenal is measured against how far behind they finish behind Liverpool. It's just the mere fact that they finish behind Liverpool. You leave the point differential thing for Nottingham Forest and those teams, in my opinion. But finishing second is finishing second.
Yeah, embarrassment thing that, brother. It's one thing for lose by a few points to Man City, but to get kick out, aka lose by 10 plus 7, come on.
So, okay.
To Liverpool, come on. And with a manager who's in his first season.
True. So then, what is going to be said about Pep?
Pep is on an investigation here.
Okay.
And a man who is the defending champ, you can't give him a pass. I mean, Arsenal haven't won anything. So, I mean, what? Pep was looking for what? 4th consecutive title? Was it the 4th Pete? Or whatever. So, I mean, we at some point we're bound to it. Plus, the Pep side, all. It's all.
Well, Arsenal need a striker. And at whatever the point difference is, Arsenal fans can always point to this is what the striker that we didn't get is worth.
Speaking of striker, our striker, more importantly, goal scorer, because not every striker is a goal scorer. Darwin Núñez come on down. But the star boy returned for Arsenal, Xhaka. And he couldn't have returned at the most important time for this football club. Big game coming up against Real Madrid in Champions League, right? And as it said for Arsenal, that's pretty much it for trophy. It's Champions League, and I see you smiling when I said that is it for trophy. It's Champions League. I mean, isn't it?
Not getting embarrassed by Real Madrid is also an accolade in itself.
No. So, but if you Saka returned at the right time for Arsenal, I mean,
yes,
right time, and he scored on his return, an important 2-1 victory. But Arsenal pretty much is academic right now in this Premier League title, in my assessment.
In everybody's opinion, it's not a matter of if, it's just when.
It's not everybody's opinion still, because when you ask the Arsenal fans, some of them still are all out hope. Not countrymen still.
Well, you know, some Arsenal fans are logical and some are living in the clouds.
I don't know if countryman is logical. I'm just anti-Arteta. Big up countryman.
And if you stay far away enough, you can't tell the difference.
This is true. Ball chat calling show family. We still await our first caller. Zoom ID 321-243-0221. Boy, come like say we just have got to take down the ID. Our one of them, the WhatsApp call feature will be available.
Yeah.
One of them there. Arsenal with a 2-1 victory over Fulham. And like we said on the weekend, Fulham coming off an FA Cup defeat. Didn't really expect them to go to Emirates and get nothing.
100% as my screen goes blank. Hopefully you can still see me.
Yeah, I can see you. I mean, we can see you, so you don't do anything unusual. You're still live.
Okay. Damn, I was going to take off my shirt.
Don't do anything out of character.
I was going to take off my shirt, but big up Arlene.
You are still live. The world is watching.
So yes, no.
But at Fulham, we didn't expect Fulham to go after the FA Cup defeat and ultimately going to the Emirates away from home. We didn't expect Fulham to really have the energy to compete with Arsenal.
But they did give a good account of themselves, though. I think that they can come out saying that we tried our best, and they're just short-handed at this point. And Arsenal is a team that's on a mission to finish in the top 4, because we can talk about not numerically out of the Premier League race. Finishing top 4 and probably, I would say finishing top 3 is paramount. It's very much more important because, again, we're going to have to reiterate, next year is a World Cup year. Players want their off-season. You don't want to go in the Champions League playing. That is a nightmare scenario for any team. So, Arsenal came out guns blazing, supposedly, and Fulham played well enough. So, it's all right.
Big up Arlene. Arlene says, I miss you guys. Bless up. By the way, it seems like Arlene miss us. We need to do what? 3, 4, 5 shows a week then, Junior?
Nothing wrong with that.
No, that means we get steel. We get steel.
Hey, speaking of steel, you see that they have a Excelsior water crackers minis now, right?
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, anybody who are yard still eat Excelsior tough crackers? And for the non-Jamaicans, we pull it up and say, we don't want to move off of the ball game thing, but we're going to put up Excelsior tough crackers.
But you brought up steel, so there's nothing, you can't talk about steel without talking about the great Excelsior water crackers. And this is not even a paid advertisement. But trust me, if the world, if an asteroid was to hit the world, or something was to happen, and every light cut out, I would have no way for keep food, and you have a bag of water crackers, and it's open, all in the next 10 years, it's still fresh.
Please, can somebody enlighten me and tell me why this thing is called water crackers?
Because you're going to need water to eat it. You ever try to eat tough crackers without drinking water?
Yo, Excelsior water crackers. It's something that is very good with in fish. When you cook some fish, you put
swim around.
When you cook fish, you put it inside.
So,
Ball shot is a show for all people. So when you cook your fish, you put the Excelsior water crackers inside, along with some okra and other veg.
Yeah.
Yes. So you don't put water crackers in your fish?
Of course.
Why? You cook something else? Yeah, make up your face like.
I put water crackers, pumpkin, coconut milk, scallion, thyme, onion, bell pepper, pimento seed, butter, all that with the swim around.
Swim around? What is this you're referring to?
The sea creature.
That only bad thing you don't see, brother.
The animal with gills.
That only for animals with gills.
The scaly fish.
Yo, Excelsior water crackers, but yeah. Big up, and this is not a paid advert, but get your Excelsior water crackers for those of you who are making swim around, aka fish. Back to the Arsenal game and our EPL roundup for the midweek action. Again, by the way, why did we brought up Excelsior water crackers?
I thought about steel. I don't want to have multiple shows like
steel. Still. Yeah. Regarding ball chat being sure running 5 times a week. No, we don't want to get steal. Arsenal 2-1 victory over Fulham. Other result that stood out for you in this midweek action. Before we look at some other news, family.
It has to be Wolves beating West Ham. And your side, Southampton, show that they have a pulse, drawing with Crystal Palace 1-1.
Junior, stop it.
Southampton did it at home.
Stop it. What?
But,
you see, because you bring up this foolishness about Southampton showing a pulse. Again, Southampton is the worst team in the history of Premier League. That worst team newly promoted. 9 points.
and they must have heard you.
And now they must show them they drew 1-1 at home and they must show about pulse. Come on. Speaking of pulse, since you went there, you just give me a layup. Your manager said that you guys are making progress, aka Manchester United. Can you elaborate on what exactly are these progresses that we, the natural or neutral fans, are not really seeing? What are the progress that Mr. Ruben Amorim speaking of after this 1-0 defeat to Forest and former Manchester United player Anthony Elanga with an early goal?
Yeah, I mean, the side look more cohesive. They knock them ball, they create chances. They just need better players at this point. So I think that's what he's referencing. Man U not chasing anything. I mean, the next spot up is worth £3 million, which is something, right? Whether you're trying to build a stadium and you're firing everybody left, right, and center, like you're running competition with Elon Musk and Doge. So, yes, you're chasing the next spot because that's plus 3 million. Every spot in the Premier League is worth 3 million. But in the long picture, Man U look better. And Nottingham Forest actually looked like what you expect Nottingham Forest to look like versus what you expect Man U traditional to look like if Nottingham Forest score early goal. They wanted nothing going forward. Man U had them pegged back. They just couldn't score. That is the Manchester United-centric point of view. But the neutral point of view and the common sense point of view, Ruben is just trying to make him players them feel a little bit better because they're about to play Man City this Sunday. So we're seeing progress. We're doing good, guys. Let's keep going because we have a big game coming up Sunday and you don't want to get embarrassed Sunday. So that is what I take away from it.
Speaking of Man United, Aston Villa, Marcus Rashford looks like a happy player.
I'm so happy for him. Keep scoring, Marcus. So Aston Villa, make sure you cut piece of the Champions League check after you done play PSG. And you know what your money going to look like next year. Just make sure you put some of it towards going to Rashford. It's just that simple. I don't know what else you want me about a former Man U player.
Rashford, Asensio, and Marlon scored for Aston Villa. 3 new players. I mean that they picked up in the January transfer window, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean Aston Villa, pound for pound, Brighton was absolutely impressive in this football game, and it's baffling to me that Brighton didn't score at least 1 goal. Hit the post, actually I think hit the crossbar, and really play some serious football. And their 3 games winning streak at home ended with this 3-0 defeat. Merely counter-attacking goals against the runner player.
Which is Aston Villa like, right? In terms of playing high, playing risky. That's why Brighton created so many chances, but also being deadly on the counter-attack. And they find the right piece in Rashford, in my opinion. The way how Aston Villa wants to play, Rashford likes that style of play, and I think he fits them like a glove. So let's see what it look like moving forward, because it's easy to have that good vibe right now, But let's see what happens when things get a little bit hard. Hopefully, things get hard after the transfer.
You play the who in front of you.
True.
Final game of this round, Spurs versus Chelsea. Most notably, that game is scheduled for tomorrow, but most notably, the pre-match press conference, Anja Postecoglou was Spurs manager was asked about former Spurs manager Mauricio Pochettino's comment that one day he would love to return to Spurs. As a journalist, Junior, I mean, should you be asking the current manager who's on the hot seat about the former manager saying that he would love to return to Spurs?
Why not? It's news.
Why are you trying to hot up this brother head?
But why the current manager worried about the former manager when you should be more into your current position? Who cares?
The current manager, Anja Postecoglou, said, "Yo, Bridget, I realize that you guys are trying to stress me. And I wish him well. I wish he returns to Spurs one day." I mean,
answer.
But with the context of the journalist, why don't focus on the Chelsea game?
Because we know Chelsea going to beat the brakes off of you. So ironically, this is the patch game.
Yep, because Patch used to. Now, and also on the flip side of this dialogue, should Pochettino, the current manager of Team USA, who's on a warm seat based on his initial results, of course, eliminated in the Copa, what is it, Gold Cup or Nations League semi-final against Panama, and did poorly in that game. You know, some U.S. soccer fans are not happy with the way he started in competitive games. Should Pochettino be making such comments about returning to Spurs?
Yes, because he knows that job is going to be open at the end of the season, and he probably ready to bolt and go to get that job.
Does he sound a bit distracted? It should not be focusing on trying to get Team USA right.
All right, so what can Pochettino do right now during the club season what should he be focused on this minute?
Scouting. He should be out
scouting. Who?
Trying to find a number 10 because Gio Reyna won't work. Trying to make sure that Christian Pulisic is not all this team rest all its hopes on. Well, yeah, talk about Spurs work for. Talk about one day you would like to return to Spurs. Why is that necessary? I mean, you might be asked those things in podcasts, and it's not everything good for eat, good for talk. Okay. You might be asked those questions, but why?
So the same question you have for the journalist that asks Ange, we should ask that journalist the same question. Is he trying to signal to Pochettino that he can go to the door early?
Well,
I'll go back to his old job.
I mean, look, if Ange loses this game tomorrow, who knows? Ange says it's not disrespectful at all that, according to the New York Times, he says he hope it happens, hope that Mauricio Pochettino returns to the club one day. They always need orange peel over there at Spurs.
Well, Ange is, I think Ange is my spirit animal, because that's the same way I would answer the question. Or I would even be more petty and say, you know what? If I get fired and Pochettino takes the job, that means I've done such a great job that a former coach is willing to come back and take up back the job. And that would be the perfect answer.
Postecoglou says let's make sure, he says, quote, if he wants to come back one day, then I hope it happens for him. We all have dreams and aspirations. You're suggesting that he's trying to put pressure on me? I don't feel disrespected. You asked Mauricio that question directly. I think you get a pretty clear answer about what his intent was. So
that's my spirit animal. That's a shut the hell up to the reporter. The reporter cannot insinuate anything off that. There's nothing he can write off that. You're
Big
just
up
wasting
BM.
your one.
Big up. You know what? You know what? This is just me going out on a limb here. I think Ange Postecoglou wouldn't mind somebody come relieve him from the stress of being Spurs manager.
That is true.
Regarding this game though tomorrow, Chelsea versus Spurs, the battle of the bugs. Enzo Maresca, Chelsea manager, the seat is a bit warm over there at Stamford Bridge with the recent run of form. Of course, his players' injuries, notably Nicholas Jackson and Cole Palmer. Spurs also have their fair share of injuries and their inconsistencies. Your thoughts on this? Your prediction for this football game in the Battle of the Bugs?
It's really how many goals going scored. Over under how many goals going scored. Because I can see this game being a seven goal thriller. I can see this game being a 4-3 game. And whichever keeper messes up first or whoever makes the most defensive mistakes lose this game. That's what I see in this game.
I just hope Jamaican Dante Casanova gets some minutes. He's in the Spurs squad.
Yeah, but no, that's not happening.
But you know, as it pertains to this football game, I think at the bottom line, I don't expect as many goals as you. I mean, because we know that some people going to miss goals. I'm not calling the ball a name still, but they will miss goals. You know.
Well, you have the Jackson 5, and then you have the Great Jackson, and then you have the Baby Jackson, and then you have the acting Jackson, and then you have the action Jacksons of the world. And
inaction Jackson.
And then you have the inaction Jackson.
So. But this is big game for both of these managers. I mean, somebody must. Spurs need this victory. I mean, when you look at the table, Spurs is what, sitting in 14th position? Come on.
I remember every position is worth £3 million on average. Every position that you finish in the Premier League, the next one up is £3 million. So,
yeah, Spurs is sitting in 14th position. Come on. That's unacceptable, man.
But Chelsea is also, even though if Chelsea win the Conference League, that they're automatically going to Champions League qualification. That's how it works.
And before the Spurs fans, Chelsea fans come at me, I need to be clear. Chelsea has won 2 of their last 5 games. Okay, so it's not that bad.
But if Chelsea win, which they could win, should win, they will be in the top 4.
And Spurs has also won 2 of their last 5 games. So, there you go. Your prediction for this game?
4-3 Chelsea.
4-3 Chelsea. 4-3 Chelsea. You know, so last game between these two teams ended, I think it was 4-4. Was that big game that Nicholas Jackson scored quite a few goals?
Against the Tottenham highlight.
Yeah, you gotta. Spurs win this game 3-2.
Okay.
Spurs win this game 3-2. Win this game 3-2. Ball Chat family, welcome to Call In Show. The Zoom number is up if you want to call in. Fact, wait. 30 minutes already. Wait. Come on. Move. Let's go, Junior. 30 minutes. We have a Call In Show.
So let's look at BM question before we move on. Since the title race is over, what do you think? The man just kick Arsenal and then butty with that one there. What do you think about the relegation zone? Do you think Ipswich can make a great escape or Leicester? No.
Title race is over, Junior. We have to talk about kick Arsenal and butty.
Just give them one more kick. But is the relegation race? What about the relegation race? Is that over?
Ipswich has to make up 9 points on Wolves. No, man, this done. This done. Let's look at Ipswich schedule. And Wolves is doing quite well since they hired that new manager. So Ipswich versus Wolves on Saturday. Big game for Ipswich. Ipswich travels to Chelsea on April 13. Then Ipswich hosts Arsenal. Then Ipswich plays Newcastle. Then Ipswich play Everton. Then Ipswich play Brentford. No, man. Ipswich play Leicester City. Yo, Ipswich might not win the next game till May 18th.
No, they're not beating Leicester City. That might be Leicester City last home game, I think.
Yeah, that's at King Power.
They're not losing that game. And they might win their last home game against West Ham.
Yo, this schedule is what kind of schedule this? All right, so April 5th against Wolves, must win for Ipswich. Must win. 9 points behind Wolves at home. Must win. April 13th against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. April 20th against Arsenal at Portman Road. April 26th against Newcastle at St. James Park. May 3rd against Everton at Goodison. May 10th against Brentford at Portman Road. And May 18th against Leicester City, and the round-out season against West Ham at home. No, sir.
What to do? PM says if Ipswich gets relegated, you know what that means. Omari Hutchinson will come running back to Jamaica. You're not welcome. Please stay in England, sir.
I think Omari Hutchinson done with Jamaica still, you know.
Yeah.
I think he's done with Jamaica. I don't think there's no interest for the Reggae boys. And I mean, he hasn't played that badly. So yes, now get an England call up, but you never know.
Since Omari Hutchinson go to Catalan and the brother salary man jumping on him body, him no want to play back for Jamaica.
You've been saying that, but then he played in a game against Trinidad and he did quite well, didn't he? Wasn't that after the Trinidad game, the 2 games?
That Omari Hutchinson never played those games.
Yeah, man, him playing on the Trinidad game in Amobia. Not this recent one when Angus Eve was coaching it. Not the Dwight York Trinidad game. The Angus Eve Trinidad.
That was a contractual obligation.
You know, looking at Wolves' schedule, Wolves have Ipswich April 5th. Wolves host Spurs. Wolves can win that. Definitely can win that. Wolves travels to Old Trafford to play Manchester United. By the way, correction from last week, Ball Chat Show, I forgot. I call Matheus Cunha Marcos. The man named Matheus.
I'm sure Matheus fan base will forgive you,
The
sir.
man named 71 bag of hate mail. And say, yo, the man name is Marcos. No, Matheus. So April 20th against Manchester United, Matheus Cunha will be looking forward to this game.
Yeah, because that's an audition game.
It's a big audition game.
He did already come out and say that he's leaving at the end of the season, so.
Yeah. April 26th against Wolves, against Leicester City at home. May 2nd, Man City. Yeah.
Another audition game.
Brighton, May 10th. Crystal Palace, May 18th at Selhurst. And they round out against Brentford.
So he's going to get a red card in the Man City game after him score a goal.
Because season done right there, sir.
Yeah, they've just done the season.
Now, granted, it all depends on where Wolves' position is.
No, but Wolves, we already established that Wolves not going to get relegated.
Yeah.
If Wolves beat Ipswich Saturday, it's over.
So, but what if Ipswich beat Wolves?
Then you have to beat Spurs, and then you have to get a result against Man U. But by Man City, it will be decided.
Yeah. Ipswich. I mean, do you consider this a big disappointment with fancy coach Kieran? My name, Kieran Maguire. Wasn't he considered for the Manchester
Kieran
United
McKenna,
job?
before the Manchester
Kieran, what name?
Kieran McKenna.
McKenna. Sorry, McKenna.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you think, what name?
Kieran.
Sean Dyche. If you think Sean Dyche is pissed off yet, watch Kieran McKenna get the Tottenham job at the end of the season.
Why?
Why not?
Why take on that poison chalice?
You going back to going back to relegation with Ipswich. You're not going to come back next year. So
keep your head about you. Chelsea will become calling soon.
No,
don't run the Tottenham. Just keep your head about you.
Chelsea not taking a relegation manager.
Don't run go calling. Don't go Tottenham. BM says, Benton, what you mean? I haven't played that badly. He's been mediocre in the EPL, as in Omar Hutchinson. Another overhyped English player. He's nothing special. Why is overhyped English? I thought he's a yard baller. All right, now to the Omari Hutchinson numbers. We could look at the numbers. Because I thought he was doing well. I think he's on a team that, definitely is not a player that is going to carry any team. And the team, I think, hinges on Omari Hutchinson doing something special. And
all right,
you're not going to really get that out of Omari Hutchinson against top shelf opponent.
But you have not cut you, but you have Matheus Cunha and you have Omari Hutchinson, who are both peas in a pod in terms of expectations levied on their playing ability, right? And Cunha step up to the plate. Hutchinson did that.
That's a different animal, man. Matheus Cunha is a baller,
No, I agree. Matheus Cunha is a baller, but Omari Hutchinson wants to portray himself like he's a baller as well. Now we have somebody that we can draw parallels towards and say, here is a rubric that proves that you are not who you are. 3 goals in 28 games. For the man where you want to score one of goals, and get out of here, man.
Nah, man. All right. Omari Hutchinson. Put in the right environment. He can be a useful player. You put Omari Hutchinson in a Nottingham Forest on one of the wings. So you have Hudson-Odoi on one wing, and he's getting rest now and again as a sub. You have Elanga on the other wing, who's going to need some sub. Omari Hutchinson will give you very, very good minutes and be a very deadly threat going forward. That's the type of player I think he is. No, I don't have Omari Hutchinson in a Matheus Cunha level. Matheus Cunha is a baller. The problem with Matheus Cunha is temperamental and emotional. And he can't keep himself calm. But Matheus Cunha can play in a 10. He can play out wide and wing. And he also, I think he can jump in a 8. Whereas Omari Hutchinson can only play upon a wing.
Okay. I mean, you're just in a roundabout weird. I think what BM is hinting towards is when Hutchinson go on like in Poop can make patty, should have never did it and threw it at the Jamaican fan base because you are not Matheus Cunha.
All right,
I think that's where we're going with.
Fair enough. All right, but let me ask you this. Would Omari Hutchinson, I think the larger question is, would Omari Hutchinson improve the Reggae Boys? Yes or no?
Of course, yes.
All right. An argument done.
Yes.
Because
yes.
Omari Hutchinson slide right in that right or left wing over Leon Bailey or what the other one named Gray.
Amari Gray. Yeah.
Is somebody who's gonna work on both sides of the ball and be effective running that defense. And we saw that against Angus Eve Trinidad and Tobago team when he was running at the defense.
But let's be fair though. It's a very low bar for him to cross.
We don't care how the bar could have been grown. We just have a look.
Because
we don't care if the bar they are grown.
Because when you look at the St. Vincent game, Cephas come out as a star, right?
Fair enough.
And no team in England will even prips on Cephas. While we have Omari Hutchinson, who Kieran McKenna hitched his wagon to for the season. So just like how Omari Cunha to Omari Hutchinson, there's a gulf there. There's also a gulf there between Omari Hutchinson and Cephas and company. It's just that the mentality have to change, Omari Hutchinson. But in all fairness, he's only 21. So is the bad part of it is he's not identified as somebody that born and grew in Jamaica. So he's not accepted like Leon Bailey. So when he act up himself and get hype, it make it look worse.
But what exactly was the hype? Why Omar Hutchinson? He did turn up for the 2-game series. He did turn up for the Catalan game. I mean, Omari Hutchinson scored 10 goals in the championship, 44 matches in 23-24, right? Was very good in the Chelsea youth system. Very good player. In fact, quite impressive relative to Whisper. We are talking about under 21 ball game because both of them played under 21. And we have to give Whisper
play under 21, but Whisper played 2 or 3 games. It done, yo.
No, so I am saying this. I understand that Jamaicans want dash with Omar Hutchinson because he ignored the call or he reviewed himself now forward. But at the same time, Omar Hutchinson is not a player that couldn't contribute something to the group. And so, I mean, for whatever reason, when him forward for the 2 games or the games, something go sideways, maybe the man should pay favoritism go under the camp and him say no want to be a part of it.
Whatever. He's not, look, Jamaica will pander and beg the gunman, Mason Greenwood. We're not going to pander and beg Omari Hutchinson.
No, we don't have to pander and beg. We don't have to pander and beg. But all right, you know, and sit down there and bleach pan the local long belly ball of them who are star who not do nothing. Because I think what happened, you know, I think Omari Hutchinson saw Rake what go on, you know, and see what go on. Because he knows say if him show up for Jamaica, he have to go on bench. If him show up for Jamaica, him have to one bench.
True.
Him sure say if him show up for Jamaica, him have to one bench. And who I go one bench other than Cephas and Dixon against for some man who not play no ball?
You have a point.
Any baller with ambition, with serious ambition now go sit down here one bench behind man who not play no ball. Because Leon Bailey and Gray not play no ball. But yet Cephas and Dixon still are bench because them just did their wait for a thing. Whereas Omar
until the 90th minute.
Omar Hutchinson same 98.
So big up Fabi Fowler. You'd never walk alone. I put you YNWA. Behaves a thank you Junior his point exactly. Dalton says so ball chat a weekdays now. Yeah, Dalton, we have a midweek show now because the Sunday show run too long. So we cut it in half.
No. We have a call-in show. The people have not called in. So we have to talk.
Hey, we'll soon get the WhatsApp link. People can call in via WhatsApp very, very soon.
We are trying to improve the subscribers.
Yeah.
We're trying to get the YouTube and algorithm.
Yeah. BM says, do you remember the 2 Trinidad games in Jamaica? He was poor, especially in the second game. The crowd booed him. Tell Benton that. Looks like he got in his feelings. I think we would get more from Whisper and Dixon than Omari Hutchinson. Okay. BM says, Jamaica, Junior, we are Jamaicans. We not beg no boy nothing. We're the most prideful people on this earth.
And that is probably part of the problem.
No.
Look how we are beg Mason Greenwood.
Me gonna beg Mason Greenwood.
A convict? No, not convicted.
An exonerated.
Sorry, my apologies.
He's a young man that made a mistake and he got exonerated and he's happy with his family.
Fabi Frana say WhatsApp we need. All right, WhatsApp, we have to work, man. Management.
I'll work on the WhatsApp, man. Don't worry.
No, so we are BM say we are Jamaicans and we not beg people, but I mean, clearly we are running down Mason Greenwood for about 2 years now. We are running Mason Greenwood.
Yeah, hey, big up Weird says you can't get more from Whispers than Hutchinson. That don't make no sense. BM, I agree with that still. Because,
which one you agree with, BM or Weird?
But I agree with Weird because can Whisper play 5 minutes right now? And to be fun and joke aside, really hope the baller recover, get to 100% fitness, and get to go back to his career and restart his career. But we know him.
What going with Whisper? What going with him? Because
Benton. Maybe put it out
up right now.
Maybe put it
out.
When
last game again, Dujan Whisper Richards.
Jesus, peace.
Ball chat calling, show people I'm not calling, so we have to look what go on. But Whisper have more followers than ball chat, so.
Hey, BM says he meant in terms of effort. True. All right, I agree with that. Weird says, I went last BM go Jamaica. Them start beg for the plane. yo, those are the views. I don't know Weird. And that ball chat, he's not affiliated with ball chat in no way. Alive, our bridging still. But hey, go up on TikTok right now and look up Chef the Yardy and what cook some food, you know, because people, me use Chef the Yardy, go to TikTok, Chef the Yardy. Me use a recipe and make patty what they meant that.
Yeah.
And patty shot. But see, problem, you know, but I have to make the patty 2 times. I make the patty Friday night. So, you know, with the patty, you have to put the butter, the cold butter, and mix it with the flour and knead it in. So you get the crust, right? Yo, I met the patty the first day, and I think the crust is too big. Benton, you know the patty crust come in like you ever eat we know you eat it. What the cane sweet in him?
Yeah, Solomon go cane alone with a country.
No, man, you don't know the candy with the peanut man them when I sell. Where you have the crust, the dough, and then you have
that is a town thing, brethren. A country we come from, Shrewsbury, White Road. That no go on a White Road.
I want a peanut brickle. What I want to call the thing, man. But anyway, Benton, no. You know what the patty crust come in like? You ever eat a tutti frutti when it's old? Because you're a country man now. Country people know about tutti frutti. You ever eat tutti frutti when it's old?
Yes, tutti frutti.
And the dough come in like you can bust a man head with it.
Yeah.
I saw the patty crust. It's
tough.
Tough! I'm going to have a foul, but the next day I make it better.
I said the patty tough like Blue Jaws. Hey, I like people who cook Jamaican food. You know what name Blue Jaws?
That's a country thing, Benton. We come from Suda Town.
I like people Chef the Yardy, do you know what is Blue Jaws? Check out Chef the Yardy on Instagram. And by the way, Chef the Yardy, when you cook fish, Earlier we discussed Excelsior water crackers. Why them call it water crackers? So, or anybody else can tell you why them call it water crackers? Because I don't know. And our guess is that because it's so dry you have to drink some water. But Chef the Yardy on Instagram. Chef the Yardy. Look on them people. Escovitch thing here, brother. Look here. Look at Oxtail thing over here, sir. Look here. Yo.
Why Trent under?
No, yeah, we don't know pork thing. Jerk chicken over here, sir. Watermelon. I want to go on watermelon juice over here, so with ginger and thing. And by the way, why me have to log in for Chef the Yardy page?
Elon Musk got strike again.
Yeah, man, but check out Chef the Yardy on Instagram, personal chef, link forward, because once ball chat bus, we have a big dance and a Chef the Yardy I run it. Chef the Yardy I manage the thing. Now to the whisper thing. Last we heard a whisper is that him and his girlfriend were expecting. Alright, that's all news.
All news.
All news.
Baby
baby ball and thing. So big up you.
Baby a kickball and thing, man. Ready for
ball and
back
thing.
of the ball field.
So but the ball is fine though. I mean, as for Chelsea, we are hearing from him what going on with him? Since talk to Bullet man, yeah him no.
Yo, the most important thing is that the most important thing to me is that Maresca said that he only cares about 23 or 24 players.
Brother.
Is he one of the 23 or 24?
Man ask him about one player and he matter about Maresca. So Omari Hutchinson, yes, and Ipswich championship, but I think he can find a place in the Premier League. I think somebody can pick him up in the Premier
Easily,
League.
yeah. Especially because he's still young and he still has the pedigree. He still has Arsenal and Chelsea on his resume. So that will get him will get him into doors that other players wouldn't normally get through.
You know what? So, I'm gonna make a bold prediction. Liverpool we spend a lot of money and get Omari Hutchinson and add him in. Mohamed Salah go leave. Chiesa, we don't really know him still. Omari Hutchinson is only 21 years old. What type of transfer fee you looking at, Junior? £5 million? Junior, £5 million?
My parents watch the show and I don't really want to cuss the bad word, but sometimes you chat so effort, man.
Liverpool fans, wouldn't you take Omari Hutchinson?
Yo, Benton, what try to get subscribers? Why you bet the Liverpool fan them kiss their teeth and hit and subscribe, man? Don't stop, man.
All right, leave it alone. I digress. You think Liverpool is going to go past Eze at Crystal Palace and go Omari Hutchinson? Fabi Friana says, man, go sleep with that. But other news, family. Carlo Ancelotti was in court today. He testified in a tax evasion case. Well, Junior, they're looking at 4 years. The prosecutor is asking for 4 years for Don Carlo if convicted. Prosecution alleged that Don Carlo had shell companies to evade taxes in Spain between 2013 and 2015, failing to pay a total of €1 million. Junior, imagine this, all Don Carlo in a this name.
Shad's countryman said it best in a group chat. Something about Spain and all these tax things. Let's call a spade, all right? You go up on a limb, one full limb a while ago. Let me go up on the biggest tree bark ever made. This is not a limb. This is a road on top of one tree I'm walking on. This is Brazil spending money to pry Carlo Ancelotti out of Real Madrid and say, come on, Brazil. 100% Carlo Ancelotti will be coaching Brazil at the World Cup. You heard it here first. Remember me tell you. Tell me if that don't make sense, Benton.
So Brazil link the prosecutor and gives them some
Of
evidence
course.
against Dan Carlo.
Yo, Prasi, listen. We know you're not going to win. You're not winning. You're not going to get a conviction against Ancelotti. But we're going to top up your money a little bit so you can give a good enough case. And we want to get the case a certain way because we're going to link him. We're going to link him next week, Monday, and just say, yo, Carlo, you said in the interview that you're on contract at Real Madrid and your contract is worth X. But boy, they want $1 million from you, brother. You know Brazil don't have an extradition law to Spain, right? And you ever see the Brazil girl, you're good over here, so brother. Come.
Man is a happily, all right. No, that's the big limb over there. So, yeah, I mean, I can see Dan Carlo coaching I Brazil at the World Cup. No, I mean, if he's convicted, he's just gonna get a fine and rare. But this whole thing though with and Countryman talk about it earlier today. Big up yourself, Countryman. This whole thing about Spain, I mean, the Beckham law of what, 2006, when Beckham negotiated a 24% tax rate, a flat rate covering everything while he was in Spain, and that invited an influx of ballers. And then 2010, I think that tax rate was scrapped. And now we're back to about 50 or whatever percent it is. So the big problem is the image rights, because the money always hide things in our shell companies, allegedly. Messi was convicted and his father. Ronaldinho also, I think, was convicted. Samuel Eto'o. Cristiano Ronaldo, I think, ended up paying mostly 21 million. So I think Xabi Alonso is the only man I've ever heard of to go court with this thing and get convicted. And I don't know if it's because he's a Spanish brother.
Really? A Spanish World Cup winner? Really?
So, Dan Carlo, you have to pay some money. I mean, but I would love to see Dan Carlo coach Brazil, though.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I would love to see that. Love to see that. Speaking of coaches and coach with them mad self, Jose Mourinho Jr., your prize, your hero as a manager right now. Grab off a brother face. Well, grab off him nose. Over in the Galatasaray versus Fenerbahce game. We're going to see if we can play this clip. YouTube might
yeah, we're going to get strike.
YouTube might strike me, but Julia, look at this thing. In just 30 seconds, look on it. Look at Jose Mourinho. What is Jose Mourinho doing there, Junior? What exactly? Let me blow it up.
What do you mean by what is he doing, Mental?
What is Jose doing?
What do you mean by what is he doing?
Why grab up this man's nose?
You say everybody eyes see things different. Your eyes see but grab the man nose. You know what I mean? Say
what do you say?
And some people are germaphobes, but him see a big bugo around the man nose and want to pick it for him.
What is going on with Jose Mourinho at Fenerbahce, Junior? They end up losing this game to Galatasaray.
I want to leave.
Do you think he's trying to get fired? I mean, what's going on with him over there?
Well, yeah, he's trying to get fired. Man, been trying to get fired. I think he's at a 2-month campaign to get fired.
And in this press conference, he also act like he fell asleep in the press conference. He said, so to paraphrase the interaction, the journalist asked a question, and he was saying that I implied that journalists I take too long to ask the question. So him just put him hand beside his jaw and act like him asleep. Then the translator start do the translation, and the man say, "Yo, stop! My head hurt me."
Great, and that's the gaff.
What is going on with Jose Mourinho, the special one?
The man want to leave Benton. The man hate Turkey.
What kind of behavior is this, Junior?
What you want me to say? What you want?
This is your coach. Every week you come forward with this one gaff thing, one gaffer.
Still the gaff.
Please explain this type of behavior for me.
The man want to leave. I don't know what else you're digging for. The man want to leave. I don't know why I fire him. And ironically enough, this actually works in Fenerbahce's favor because they become part of the news cycle when nobody would have cared about down in the Turkish league.
Turkish fans would, man. Turkey. You don't see demonstration are going. The people don't watch game right now.
We're talking globally. And trust me, Fenerbahce owners think globally. They're not thinking about only the fans. They know they're going to move on from Jose Mourinho end of the season.
But until him leave, this was crazy. Galatasaray later posted a picture on their official X account of a smiling Burak, which is the coach Okan Burak of the of Galatasaray, looking in Mourinho's direction. Quote, "You should not attack, you should digest." End quote. What that mean?
I don't know why you're searching for. The man want to leave and he's pissed off and everything pissing him off. So whatever.
Does he get fined by the league for this?
They could fine him as much as they want. But yes, they're going to fine him. He probably going to sit out probably 5 games. And that's what he wants. He wants to leave.
Over and under, how many weeks, how many months? Or just through the summer?
I think he'll be gone for the rest of the season. And then they give them a chance to fire him.
Dang. Of a once great manager just just turning into just a sourpuss. Reggae Girls game coming up this weekend, family, against Mexico. We're going to try to see if we can do a watch along, if we can find the game. Saturday, 5:30 p.m. And on the first game, and on Tuesday at 8:30 p.m.
Trust me, then that game is not being televised anywhere.
Surely we must can find the game.
Well, good luck.
Surely we must can. Any thoughts, any statement regarding this football game?
Nah.
No. We over with 30 minutes. Time for we take ourselves. Big up to the family. 30 minutes show. Again, Omari Hutchinson, a very good baller. Keep an eye out. Liverpool champions elect. It's only a matter of time. Liverpool defeated Everton 1-0. Chelsea versus Spurs tomorrow. We keep an eye on that one, family.
Yep.
Yeah, big up to our listeners. Go through some of my comments before we take ourselves on.
Yeah, BM says, you think Liverpool are Mickey Mouse side? Hey, this is a family father, man, go sleep with that boy Hutchinson. Wayne says, what a go on with tax over Spain, 50%. And BM says, why Jose don't behave himself? First him juke out people eye, now he's grabbing people nose. If I didn't know any better, I would say he's unhinged, but this is classic Mourinho. And Wayne said the high grade of Turkey, no good. Said him go coach Cavalier.
Hey, yo, I Jose Mourinho will have coach Jamaica because that would be comedy. That would be comedy every minute.
Can you imagine
Jose? You imagine the type of content you would have get. JFF Live wouldn't have to worry about $9.99.
Guys, in this moment, I don't know. you guys want to say Leon Bailey is the best, but I haven't seen it. You know? And
if I'm going to start a petition to see if we can get Jose Mourinho to come Jamaica, I change.org.
I said, when I first took the job here at Jamaica, I know Jamaica have good sprinters. They run very fast. But the football players, I don't know. They skip the generation. You know, say some crap like that. Some crap like that, brother.
Yeah, man. Hey, before we go, but one Jamaican news that has been making the rounds, and we discussed this interview recently. Tapa Whitmore, that interview with TVJ. There was part of the interview that we didn't talk about. I didn't. We know say we want to go on my way out, but Tapa Whitmore said that to paraphrase, him no get no ticket. Nobody no call him about no ticket to go watch games. Watch the Reggae Boys, and essentially kind of hinted like at the end of his tenure he has not coached or watched the Reggae Boys live in the stadium, unless them dep on TV. Now the question is, and should the legendary 98 Reggae Boys be given like some special treatment, special access for when the current Reggae Boys are playing for me?
Easily. That goes without saying. I mean, we should
or is that sense where you don't want too much freeness?
Who want freeness?
The legendary 98 side. I mean, and special access meaning like they enter the games for free. They have a section for them and their family.
All right, you can't have a section for them and their family because you don't have
some seats.
No, you can't do that because you don't have seating numbers or anything. But if they should be able to walk up, and everybody's supposed to say, everybody's supposed to forward and say, "Yo, that's Fitzroy Simpson." That's they shouldn't even walk through the normal entrance. And this should go for all former players. If you have once worn the Jamaican jersey in any capacity, you should be welcome to every game. Hands down. No questions asked. Now you come in with your family, they must have a ticket, but they don't have to go through the regular entrance. They can come in.
Please clarify for me. What do you mean by welcome? Free or welcome to attend and pay and come in?
Free.
Because
free.
They are welcome to pay and come in now.
Yes, they are welcome to pay and come in, but any player, if I was the head of the JFF, any player that wore the jersey and maybe we'll have something like, if you're vested, I will have to define vested, like you have a 4-year run or something for make as part of like quote unquote pension. Part of your perks is you get free attendance to the games. That should be open and shut. So the way that said no, Judah them for pay. No, they're not supposed to pay. I think they should get it for free. Now, there's two sides to that. There's a positive side and there's a sneaking side to it. If people know Walter Boyd goes to the Jamaica games regularly, people will go to the games just to see Walter Boyd. It's just common sense. If I know my hero, my legendary hero is at the game, I would like to go sit down amongst my hero. And the players, they actually would probably see it as a burden for come to the games because even though I think in some cases they want to be recognized, in some cases they want to be revered, you can't lose. And when we watch Jamaica game, the stands empty anyway. What the hell is wrong with giving one man a free ticket when you used to play for the side? Nothing wrong with that.
Wayne says them for pay them, they get paid for play.
They didn't. No, the money with them get. Look for Walter Boyd. Look how Walter Boyd living right.
The way I look on this, there's the same deficiencies I see, deficiency I see with music, Jamaican music. Jamaica need to have either sports hall of fame, a football hall of fame. Like the 98 team need to enshrine in that hall of fame, and I think that is our museum, our space where they can be celebrated. That accomplishment can be celebrated and generate revenue. Now, the going to the games, yeah, I mean, of course, if they might bring traffic to that museum and that space, because that their likeness and their image will be used to generate revenue for the program. That is part of the cut of the reward that they will get. But yeah, man, I think you need to have a sports or a football museum, something that celebrate these players' accomplishments. It's just like there shouldn't be no Bob Marley museum. There should be a reggae museum. Bob Marley museum should be part of the reggae museum. And, the football museum or the football hall of fame will have the 98 team, Alan Skillcole, Lindy De La Pena, all the major ballers, them enshrined along with them stories. Because that story or those accomplishments will be part of the education of the next generation. Pitney school, primary school get for good for free because they will see and learn about the accomplishments of them people. Now I pay a word of mouth we have to listen to and hope so we can find a tape from 1998 with some good images.
Yeah.
Wayne says if they become ambassadors for the sport and help with promoting, that's a different conversation. Yeah, and I think if you build a hall of fame or a museum, you become an ambassador. Big up my friend Tanya. Now Tanya is the new ambassador for the JFF. I mean, I really want to. And them people are supposed not to say Tanya can't be an ambassador, but these players. Now we granted that some of them are well spoken and them not really media savvy. And everybody needs to talk. Their images and likeness will be what will be utilized for those ventures. Junior, there you go, $1 billion idea. Reggae Hall of Fame, Reggae Museum, and Football Hall of Fame. Get a piece of land and build it.
You don't need a piece of land. Just turn Stadium East into it.
No, we don't want a Nannyville robber come over there. Big up Nannyville.
Wayne says, I agree with the Hall of Fame. Something needs to be done there, but no free ticket contributed some way.
No free. It's a trade-off. But you're sitting on a pot of gold, and it's not just something that's unique to Jamaica. It's the Caribbean on a whole. One thing you can learn about Babylon definitely find ways to really capitalize on the likeness and images of former players and musicians. So when you go to Babylon things, in fact, down in Atlanta and a college football hall of fame, I pay every day busy. I say, yo, come out of the BBC road. And these are just college athletes. Imagine if you have a school, a Doncaster Cup Hall of Fame, a Manning Cup Hall of Fame, that George's team, and those players. So it's something that need to kind of cultivate.
It is common sense. JFF, Jamaica Football Federation. You want people to spend $9.90 up a month. You know how many people would watch what people would watch an old Jamaica game right now that Barrington Gaynor played it.
Yeah. Anthony Badders Carbet.
Just any random.
Rajic Reed. A lot of young players don't really know about them players there.
Yeah, but think about how you use that on Bridge Legacy. Look at our YouTube numbers. We don't care about 17 and 16-year-olds. Let's just be honest. 16, 17, 18-year-olds don't watch YouTube.
Well, I do care. 16, 17, subscribe.
They don't watch YouTube. So we don't create content for it. We're not sitting down playing trap music. We're not sitting on here talking about the apps and all this foolishness. We tailor our content for people between the age of probably 30 to 45, 50 males, right? It is what it is. If JFF Live guarantee have the same metrics, if you want to talk,
says JFF YouTube page.
Granted.
Would I drop the link? Yes, it's JFF Live family, $9.99 a month.
So even we know I promote them thing for them when him.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So if me have that now and show a game with all Alan skin coat, you don't even need the whole game. You look a 5-minute tape where you have save up and you get it in a 1080p and post it on the internet. You can bridge generations and have so many people, so much traffic going. Do you know what we would do at Ball Chat if we could get access to certain games? Do you know how much Ball Chat would grow if we could show certain games live on our channel? And GFF, like I said, sit up on a gold mine.
Well, probably them not have a tape, Junior. Probably tape them mash up.
Better not the tape.
And probably mash you up, brother.
JBC right down the street.
Tape them mash up, VHS them mash up. Because, I mean, it's obvious that you're saying, but it hasn't been done, and you've been saying it for a while. And we know why them listen to YouTube, and listen to Ball Chat. Because we hear them talk about Patty Shop all the time.
Yeah, but you know why it hasn't been done?
Why?
And here is where Ball Chat is going to officially lose any opportunity of working with JFF and JFF Live. Do you want me to do it right now?
No bother with that. No.
Right.
No. Please. Let's not. Right. JFF Live will love to collaborate with you next year.
Because if you want, I can tell you the truth. You want to hear the truth? I want to collaborate.
This is a truth show. Keep it true. Yeah, well, go on.
The truth is, you have young people with them higher trying to run the thing that don't even know about 1998. You have young people that will listen to the suggestion of me just make and look point like, why would I want to show a game from 1994? Who's Anthony Corbett? Did Anthony Corbett play in England? Why would I want to show a game with a local Jamaican footballer? That's how the idiots think.
The developers are the content managers. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Content managers, they have to go study the history of the thing.
It is what it is. And that's the problem.
Study the history. But I think someone earlier said, we don't run down star, we don't run down people. And that may be good and it's also maybe bad. Because at the end of the day, these accomplishments should be celebrated. Yes. 98 team needs to sit in our Hall of Fame somewhere and generate income and educate the next generation of primary school, prep school, and young ballers that come through, man and woman. The Reggae girlz, same thing, so it's nice, same museum with them and them story, because those stories need to be told. And, it shouldn't cost much to build that and do it.
And ironically, the idiots them, and not the fan base, the people who run it, they are the idiots. You sit down and will complain, well, Jamaica doesn't have any identity. We don't have any style of play. Idiot. Show videos of Anthony Corbett playing as a sweeper. Anthony Corbett as a sweeper is not Harry Maguire as a sweeper. Roderick Reed as a striker is not Darwin Núñez as a striker. And I'm not disrespecting them. I'm showing you the difference in football style. So when a young Jamaican sit down and watch Liverpool, and Liverpool is my side, and I'm going to stick with Darwin Núñez, when I should be watching YouTube and watching Roderick Reed, who is more in my culture, in my environment, in my place. That's how you build football culture and football identity. That's what's killing Brazil right now. That's how you build football heritage. That's what's killing Brazil right now. Brazil doesn't have any, they don't respect the older ballers anymore. That's why Brazil turned crap.
Yeah, but Brazil, and that is something that was very pronounced in Brazil.
Yes,
And this is something that Jamaica really follow and celebrate Brazilian football, but they have not. Jamaica has tried to copy Brazil and in style and approach, but they have not copied the economics of football. Because when you go to Brazil, and Brazil have ball museum. I remember me go to the I think Cruzeiro Museum, the Cruzeiro Museum in Belo Horizonte, and you have Ronaldo, original Ronaldo, footprint. Sit down in one case with him name said these are the boots where him wear, and this is pan match date when they make him debut for such and such. And you know, so I have to pay for going to this museum. Images of the club, images of the Brazil games them from way back. And I thought, yo, this is the economics of football.
Yep.
Because you go there, you know, I make like the school, you see school children's bus load come, drop off, tourists, bam, bam, are going. You see Pele, you see everybody. I mean, Ronaldinho. I mean, I was floored to see it. And I think the USA, it's only inevitable that the US men's national team, well, the women's team probably have something like this, or that is in the works, will get that sort of space, that sort of environment built where their customers can go pay and watch their lineage and their football.
All right, because we have I know I run way over time, but because we have a different direction at the head of the country, what I'm about to say might not work during this time, but once we get to a more traditional form of direction,
I look up that year and I say, I say, Bridget.
I don't want ice to knock on my door tomorrow. It might end
Door
up
open.
All the USA Soccer Federation have to do is go to Southern California and open up a CONCACAF museum.
I think
that's all you have to do.
Did he do?
That's all you have to. Benton,
because
think
the
about
US Soccer Federation is being built here now.
yeah. So, but think about it. Think about Southern California, New York, Atlanta, Arizona. When I say Southern California, I'm not thinking San Diego. I'm thinking more like in Orange County. So closer to LA County kind of area.
Yeah.
Arizona. And then Cincinnati. And you build a CONCACAF museum. You know how much Mexican are gonna roll through that for go look for Hermosillo, Zague, Luis.
So why Mexico? I say why not just build a CONCACAF museum in Mexico?
Because me don't want them kind of money come link me neither, but you know why.
And I mean clearly right now I can't come across the border and visit the museum.
So the nationalized Mexicans them will go there. The Cubans. Cuba will kill
and
that.
ICE will be hanging out next to this museum.
That's why I say the direction that the country is going in now, it might not work, but once they level back out, it will be a perfect idea. And if you create that, and you create that buzz, you will get Americans going through here. And you can use that to gauge what the fan outreach is in for American football and gauge how you can market to them. It's common sense. It's just common sense, but that's for me.
Money is there. Even as bad as Brazil is, them still have make money.
Yeah.
And reggae boys bad and them not. Well, maybe them have make money. I don't know. So fix up. All right, I hate that. You know, Wayne says if me a JFF, me a run down the ball of them, we can move the program forward. More than must find 6 big bumps yard girl and go Page, Greenwood, Hutchinson, and the rest of the ball of them.
Real talk. It's real talk.
Why anything to get the job done now, brother?
Real talk.
Anything to get the job. Yeah, so we have to figure out a way to kind of collaborate with football stakeholders to make this thing materialize. We need to have a Hall of Fame. And the reggae people, them, same thing. We need a reggae museum. Yeah, hit that, you know. Hit that. Next week, we hope to have WhatsApp calling lineup. We are going to see if we can push it and work on it.
We'll work on it right now.
We'll work on it. Well,
A 30-minute show next week, and 1 hour show this Sunday.